Sweet Kate Middleton no longer exists. The wife of Prince William is confidently creating a future Queen of Great Britain. If there is an example of true determination and endurance in modern history, it is definitely the Duchess of Cambridge. On January 9, Catherine of plain English family Middleton celebrates her 10th birthday as the wife of the future King of Great Britain. And, I must say, over the years she perfectly managed to convince everyone that she herself was born to live in the palace. And all this despite the public ridicule and skepticism of journalists and the English aristocracy, just the words of Princess Michael of Kent, who publicly advised Prince William to run away from Kate before it is too late. But apparently, the Windsor aristocracy is contagious. Those who expected that Prince William's girlfriend would become the proverbial breath of fresh air for the British monarchy can now watch with sadness and regret as the Duchess of Cambridge smoothly tries on the image of the second Elizabeth. To be fair, Kate and William did not always go along with strict protocol. And yet all these liberties, from the wearing of jeans to emotionality in public in one way or another, came down to the private lives of the Duke and Duchess, more and more carefully and jealously concealed. In the core issues of the British monarchy, however, Kate and William remain remarkably conservative. And over the years, this conservatism, and even snobbery in some places, has only grown stronger. That's the most obvious thing. Yes, skinny jeans and miniskirts remain in Catherine's closet, as do things from democratic brands. But here's the interesting thing. The contents of the Duchess's closet is rapidly becoming more expensive. So, in 2016, the wife of William spent on new outfits £100,000. In 2017, this amount increased to £119,000. In 2018, Kate spent most of the year on maternity leave, but also for these total 6 months that she showed in public, about £75,000 were spent on outfits. The representation of brands has also changed. Along with the bright representatives of domestic fashion, Kate began to actively wear luxury foreign brands such as Dolce & Gabbana and Chanel. Herein lies the biggest disappointment for those who expected to see Kate as a new style icon as Princess Diana once was. Despite the almost limitless financial resources, the closet of the Duchess of Cambridge remains too boring and protocol, which could never be said about Lady Di. For almost 10 years we have counted only a few occasions when Catherine did not deny herself the opportunity to shine in unexpected dresses. One of the most obvious explanations is that Catherine is too grateful to the Queen and deeply respects the rules of the game that she herself signed up to many years ago. So, unlike her infamous mother-in-law, the Duchess does not even think of overshadowing her husband in fashionable outfits and glossy photo shoots. Her outfits are a purely royal tribute to her impeccable and understated style. Modern fashion is reluctant to respond to this approach, but after all, it's high time we all learned that Catherine is not Diana and that she wants to be a queen, not a star. Perhaps Catherine's only passion remains jewelry, exclusive, high quality and, of course, incredibly expensive. It's the kind of jewelry that in future will be handed down from generation to generation, with the obligatory prefix, from the collection of Queen Catherine. Everything here is remarkable from their number to the style of their upbringing. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge know that they are raising the next generation of British monarchs, and that's why they do everything to make sure that their children are a trump card in the hands of the crown from a young age. Little George, Charlotte and Louis have long been a means of manipulating public opinion. They are loved and adored not only in the United Kingdom, but all over the world. Not coincidentally, the two older children have accompanied their parents on strategic royal tours more than once. It is impossible not to remember how at the most opportune moment for the monarchy, when passions ran high around Prince Charles on the 20th anniversary of Diana's death, Kate and William announced that they were expecting a third heir, instantly switching all the British media to themselves. Thus, the Dukes became the first Windsor couple in decades to go beyond the two obligatory offspring, an heir and a spare. Moreover, there is every reason to believe that the younger Cambridges will one day be four, because that is how many children Elizabeth and Philip had, the couple that Kate and William so zealously try to look up to. Otherwise, her choice of clothing is predictable and has nothing to do with fashion or trends, or even with her age, still young enough to be so conservative. The same goes for accessories and shoes. But all of the above is only a possible scenario for the future. What about now? It is no exaggeration to say that George, Charlotte and Louis are the most popular children in Britain. Their influence on public minds is not doubted even by skeptics. Once their favorite toy happens to be in the frame, it will be identified in just a few minutes and just as quickly sold out. The same goes for the kids' clothes. It's no coincidence, after all, that Catherine decided to intentionally dress her children in the same thing. Shorts and a shirt for Princes George and Louis, and a dress with a bow in the hair for Princess Charlotte, all according to the standard scheme, with an obligatory reference to the children's fashion of the first half of the 20th century. As cynical as it may sound, the Cambridge children are brought up not only to please their parents, but also for future service to the crown. Conservative upbringing in Windsor style excludes the use of electronic devices, forbids having tantrums in public. Here Kate's method works perfectly after all, however we saw the prince and princess in tears just a couple of times. What's more, even in public, the Dukes of Cambridge and their children appear only as required by protocol. George always holds his father's hand, while Charlotte and Louis hold their mother's. The direct heirs to the throne must be by their side. And to crown it all is education. Here, interestingly, the former democracy of Kate Middleton also surrendered to the aristocratism of the Duchess of Cambridge. From an average kindergarten in Norfolk, Prince George has migrated to the prestigious private school Thomas's Battersea, where tuition costs $23,000 a year. Princess Charlotte joined her brother in 2019. Apparently, when the time comes, baby Louis will also join them. If Princess Michael of Kent once advised William to run away from Kate, we think even she would appreciate today how quickly the Duchess of Cambridge has approached the image of a typical British aristocrat. Everything in her life now seems to be devoted to the welfare of her family. For example, we well remember the dignity with which she bore the consequences of Prince William's March 2017 vacation in the Alps, minimal tactility in public, increasingly protocol and frankly boring official portraits and Christmas cards, especially in contrast to the photo shoots of other European monarchs. All are just consequences of the new system in which the once cheerful, democratic and open Kate now lives. This was especially clear during the royal family's Christmas Day service at Sandringham in 2017, when the Duchess of Cambridge made her first public appearance with Prince Harry's American fiancée Meghan Markle, who has struggled with the intricacies of protocol throughout her royal career. Kate and Meghan are from the same background, but with the exception of a few friendly tips the Duchess gave to her future daughter-in-law on her way out of church, William's wife gave no reason for observers to start drawing any parallels between them. By the way, a year later, on December 25, 2018, the contrast between Catherine and Meghan became even more prominent. The Duchess of Cambridge looked like a thoroughbred aristocrat and future queen, while the Duchess of Sussex looked like a perfect simpleton against her. And elegantly put in place all those who predicted her imminent divorce. Catherine was once again able to show everyone that she is not as frivolous and vulnerable as her late mother-in-law was. Her origins give her even more responsibility, and if the aristocrat Diana always had to be reminded that she is the mother of the future king, the Duchess of Cambridge is well aware of this without any help. Harry remembered many things in his memoirs, according to excerpts already published. What he does not remember, he has helped to refresh his memory by knowledgeable sources. For example, in the book Spare, the prince describes in detail his relationship with illegal substances. The fact that he was seen in their consumption was not a secret, so that the sensation did not turn out, although for the royal such details are not coincidental. There was a version in the media, and especially in social networks, that the royal family, tired of keeping the prince from banned drugs, sent him on a military path. First to the Sandhurst Military Academy, and then in 2 combat tours in Afghanistan. The stay in Afghanistan was openly referred to by many as a detox for the prince. It is known that Harry was in Afghanistan in 2007, 2008, 10 and 2012. And in 2011, he trained at the Royal Air Force Apache helicopter base in Wittysham, Suffolk. But according to his fellow servicemen, the prince abruptly left when it was announced that all servicemen would be tested for banned substances in their urine. Harry, reporting that he had urgent business at the palace, got into his Audi A3 and left the base grounds. Former Squadron Sergeant Mark Wilson, who was in charge of discipline in the unit where Harry served and trained, told The Sun. "I couldn't believe Harry was allowed to leave. He had just returned from the leave he was given so he could attend Prince William's wedding. If you miss a test because you are absent from the base, it is imperative that you sign up for a test at the place you went." It is believed that Harry was the only serviceman not tested at the base. At the time, he was in the 656th Squadron, 4th Army Aviation Regiment. A source told The Sun that it looked very strange to his fellow servicemen, but you can't expect soldiers and officers to check the diary of the royal duties of the third, at the time, in line to the throne. A spokesman for the UK Ministry of Defence, commenting on the situation, said, "Every member of the armed forces is subject to mandatory testing for banned substances. We do not comment on individuals. There is no credible evidence or even suggestion that Harry intentionally missed the test or that he took any banned substances while serving in the armed forces," the Daily Mail summarized, and said it had contacted representatives of the Duke of Sussex for comment. In his book Spare, Prince Harry recounted the events that accompanied the birth of his firstborn son, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, at a Portland hospital in 2019. So, according to Harry's memoir, Meghan was bouncing on a giant purple ball when she went into labor and then climbed into the tub and recited heartfelt hymns while he, Harry, lit electric candles in the room that served as the delivery room and placed a picture of his mother, Princess Diana, on the table in that room. Painting scenes in a Portland hospital in London in May 2019, Harry admits he improved his mood with nitrous oxide, or laughing gas, which is commonly used as a painkiller. "Meg was so calm. I was calm, too," he writes in his memoir. "But I saw two ways to strengthen my calm. 1. Nando's chicken brought by our bodyguards. The second. A can of laughing gas next to Meg's bed. I took several slow, deep breaths." Meg, bouncing on a giant purple ball, a tried and true way to push nature around, laughed and rolled her eyes. "I took a few more breaths and was now bouncing, too." Harry writes that when the nurse tried to give Meghan laughing gas to reduce the pain of the contractions, there was none left. He describes how the nurse looked at the empty container and then looked at him again. "I could literally see what she was thinking of me. Goodness gracious, it all went to my husband. Sorry," I said meekly. Harry writes that the mood changed when the doctors decided to give his wife an epidural to ease her pain. The anesthesiologist ran in. The music turned off, the lights came on. Wow. Mood change. After last-minute worries that the baby might get tangled in the umbilical cord, Archie was born unharmed, and both parents cried with joy. Prince Harry reveals his love for Princess Catherine in a touching moment in his book called Spare. The Duke of Sussex describes his relationship with the Princess of Wales, wife of his brother Prince William of Wales. Prince Harry has shared an explosive number of his claims in his memoir Spare, but among the high-profile statements are some touching reflections. Talking about his relationship with his sister-in-law, the Princess of Wales, Harry recalled the royal wedding of Prince William and Catherine, saying how much he loved Catherine and how he felt she was the sister he never had and always wanted. He added that he was glad that she would always be there for William and that she was a good match for his older brother. In another passage, the Duke of Sussex added that he likes to watch Catherine laugh and that he likes to make her giggle. Harry and Catherine have been photographed many times, sharing jokes during their joint engagements over the years. The couple has known each other since early adult years, and Catherine met Harry's brother William at university. Harry's memoir was officially published January 10, but excerpts were leaked to The Guardian and Page 6. The book also went on sale in Spain 5 days early. The Princess of Wales is the proud mother of 3 children with her husband Prince William, and when she gave birth to her eldest Prince George, her sweet gesture to hospital staff was caught on camera. The royal mother stood on the steps of the Lindo wing at London's St Mary's Hospital after she gave birth to her first child to give the world media a glimpse of the newborn baby. After Princess Catherine posed for photos, she turned to go back inside to the hospital, but before doing so, She waved affectionately to a row of nurses standing outside. This touching moment was captured on camera, and the nurses and medical staff looked on with radiant smiles. George was born on July 22, 2013, and the royal couple walked out of the hospital the next day. They did the same with their other children, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis. Even though Catherine looked beyond excited, on Giovanna Fletcher's podcast, Happy Mom, Happy Baby, the Duchess of Cambridge revealed that she couldn't wait to leave the hospital and go home with her newborn baby. She recounted, "I was keen to get home because, for me, being in hospital, I had all the memories of being in hospital because of being sick, so it wasn't a place I wanted to hang around in. So, I was really desperate to get home and get back to normality." Princess Catherine said. Today, January 9, is the birthday of Princess Catherine of Wales. Her Royal Highness turns 41 years old. Catherine Elizabeth Middleton was born in Reading on January 9, 1982. Catherine's family founded Party Pieces in 1987, and they went on to become millionaires. The Middletons lived in the village of Bucklebury in the Berkshires in their own home. In college, Catherine was involved in tennis, netball, hockey and athletics. The then future Princess of Wales graduated from the Duke of Edinburgh's program at the gold level. In 2005, there were rumors that Catherine had become Prince William's new girlfriend. It was not until 16 November 2010 that William's engagement to Catherine was announced. And on April 29, 2011, the marriage took place. William and Catherine became young parents on July 22, 2013, when son George was born. On May 2, 2015, daughter Charlotte was born. On April 23, 2018, the youngest son Louis was born. After the death of Queen Elizabeth II, William and Catherine became billionaires. The couple also had new titles. William became the Duke of Cornwall and Cambridge, and Catherine became the Duchess. Prince William's fortune is estimated at more than £1 billion. Despite the fact that Catherine herself is only 41 years old, she has an excellent sense of style, impeccable manners and a good heart. The princess always treats those around her with kindness and goodwill.